Hi, welcome back. We are out here in the shop today with a customer's bike. All right, here we go. It's pissing me off. Not really. Everything's great. I don't remember what year it is. I think it's an 2004 Yamaha V-Star. Had some runnability problems. Just bogging under acceleration and, typical sorts of problems that you would expect to be resolved by a good carburetor cleaning. Well, I took the carbs off of the bike and I cleaned them, and guess what? It got worse. So now I'm fiddling with other parts to try and figure out what's going on with it. We've changed plugs. He's got a new battery. I have replaced the boots for the intake because the old ones had some pretty severe dry rot cracks in them, and thought for sure that was the source of the issue. It wasn't. So several days into this now, we've tried replacing the fuel filter. That didn't help. Let's see, what else did I do? I had to replace the petcock, but that was unrelated. The little spigot coming out of here pulled out of it whenever I attached the fuel line to it. Anyway, I've messed around with this thing quite a bit, and I have not been able to yet diagnose exactly what the problem is. I need to put it back together again in order to test this section of fuel hose that I'm going to replace right now. This is the old one. It was hard and dry rotted and kept leaking. I kept cutting it back a little bit and trying to get it to seal, and it would never seal. So I've got a new little section of hose. It should be long enough to get the job done. I'm going to replace that, put all of this back on it, and go from there. My current working theory is that there's an issue with the fuel lines. There could also be an issue with the fuel pump, but I do not want to pull the carbs off again, as much as I probably should. You know what? I'm pulling them off. I'm pulling them off. I have messed around with this enough that now I don't know if I have done something fundamentally dumb, like installing the float upside down or something along those lines. So I'm pulling this back off to check, because whenever you're this deep into a weird runnability issue, you gotta go back to basics and check everything. There we go. Alright, here we go. Gonna open these carbs up one more time and make sure everything is as it should be. Stuff around over here, make some room. did replace the float bowl gaskets because they were gnarly. So that step has been covered. Another interesting thing that's going on with this bike, it has a mixture of Allen screws and JIS screws holding the bowls on. Another fun thing about this bike, the brake pads were replaced, and I think it was the front right caliper had one of the brake pads on backwards. It was the backing plate rubbing against the rotor. It doesn't appear to have done any permanent damage, just some scratches owing to the bike not getting ridden very much. So perfect, perfect, beautiful, lovely, excellent, nice. Fun trick. If you've got O-rings that aren't cooperating with you, put some grease on there. Put some grease on it. Get some grease up in there. Just a little bit. Just a film, basically, so that there's something to hold the O-ring. And try to avoid getting it inside of the bowl, but if you do, it's a petroleum product, it's fine. Crusty O-ring has been removed. There's the new one that I need. Oh yeah. This one I think was okay. I don't know if this was for the front cylinder or the rear cylinder, but the problem that I've been having is with the rear cylinder not getting enough fuel, and I'm inclined to think that this is the guy that goes to the rear cylinder, and it had a sticky float needle. So you do the math. Yep. This one is doing the same dumb stuff that the other one did. Slap it on there before it can pop out. That's what she said. Got him! All right. Time to put these bad boys back on the bike. I'm not going to bore you guys with putting all of this stuff back together. I will reconvene with you once everything is back together and ready for a test start. Alright, everything's all back together. And got the ignition on. I heard the fuel pump running. I don't see any leaks. Let's see what it'll do. Well, it's sort of running. Well, not really any better than it was before, if I'm honest. It does seem to be running on both cylinders again, but not great. Alright, back out in the shop. It's the next day, and of course the bike is torn apart again. And I have completely disassembled the carburetors and done a very thorough cleaning with blasting everything with carb cleaner and blasting all of the air passages with compressed air to hopefully get this thing fired up once and for all. I will reconvene once everything is back together and ready to test again. Alright. Bike is all back together. Everything is ready for testing, and if this doesn't work, I'm going to cry. Alright, so before the battery died, I was getting ready to start the bike. So suffice it to say, it still doesn't run. Can put the enricher circuit on and crank it. But as soon as you let off the throttle or close the enricher circuit, it just dies. It just won't stay running, won't idle. So I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss on this one. This thing has been an absolute nightmare. It has been many hours. It has been a arduous journey, and I have failed more times than I can count. But I can now get the bike to run on the enricher. And theoretically, once it gets warmed up enough, it should run off of the enricher circuit as well. But allow me to demonstrate. It's obviously still not happy. It's gonna need some tuning or something, I don't know. But I call that a win for today. God almighty, this thing has been the worst. Anyway, I think what the issue ended up being was actually the coils. One of the coil boots was cracked, and I think that might have been causing it to make erratic spark and make it seem like it was firing out of time. So I put the cheap no-name brand coils on there, and that seemed to take care of the problem for, you know, the time being anyway. It's still not right. It's still not running correctly. Probably down to idle mixture screw adjustments, or whatever they refer to them as on this particular motorcycle, because it seems like every manufacturer has a different name for them. But yeah, I think that we're getting there, slowly but surely. And until next time, we'll see you later. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you very much. And don't forget to like and subscribe and smash that bell and all of those things that the YouTubers say.